What's up? It's Ron. We're all waiting for alt season, and I have pretty interesting information to present to you to state my case on why I think what I think and how I see all of this playing out. Now, no one knows with certainty what's going to happen next, but you can look at past cycles and what the market is currently telling us. And with this information, we can position ourselves to be ready for when altcoin season hits. Remember to trade the market that is in front of you and not the market that you want. Quick disclaimer, this isn't financial advice. Always do your own research. And hey, if you appreciate insights like this, please hit the like button. It really helps put this video in front of beginners learning how to trade and invest in crypto, and it will help your boy out and is super appreciated. Let's get into it. First, we must understand Bitcoin dominance and find out where we are right now. Looking at this Bitcoin dominance chart, I can see that we're still in the Bitcoin-led phase of the market. Historically, Bitcoin dominance tends to top out around 73%. That's its top range right here. I marked it out in these circles. This is a top range around 73%. And right now we're sitting close to 64, 65% and climbing. That tells me that we're not quite ready for altcoin season yet. Every time dominance has hit the upper resistance zone that you see right here, it's been followed by a shift. Bitcoin starts to move sideways or cool off, and then capital starts to flow into altcoins. And then you start to see it fall like this. On the flip side, altcoin season tends to peak when Bitcoin dominance reaches its range low right here around 39 to 40%. This is the support zone. I'm watching closely as Bitcoin dominance approaches the 73% level again. And then when it rejects from here, that's my signal to start paying close attention to alts. Until then, I'm staying patient and I'm preparing. But I want to show you what I'm preparing for on the next chart. And this is where I think some of you won't like what I'm about to say. Let's look at Bitcoin pairs. So why does this chart that you're looking at, why does it matter? Well, when you're watching an alt BTC pair, if the pair is going up, the altcoin is outperforming Bitcoin. Now, if the pair is going down, the altcoin is underperforming Bitcoin. So during altcoin season, you would typically see alt BTC pairs rising. That means money is rotating from Bitcoin into altcoins, and it's a key sign that a true altcoin season has begun. If we look at the chart and we take a look at 2017, we notice here that in 2017, alts bottomed. I'm going to draw this out for you right here. We see alts bottoming here, and we see alts bottoming here. So if we look at this chart in 2017, when alt BCT touched this support line, then we saw a bounce and alt season began. Again in 2021, we noticed the same pattern happening again with a much greater outlier, but it did indeed touch this support line, and then we saw a bounce and alt season began. So what is it telling me about right now? If I was a betting man, which I am because I'm in crypto, so clearly I'm a betting man, I think we're gonna see, let me remove these drawings. Go ahead and add our support resistance lines really quickly. So I think the similar thing's gonna play out. We might see it come down. It could be anywhere this summer, maybe going into Q4, but gonna reach this level, and then it might stay here for maybe 3 weeks. 21 days is what I've counted from this line to this line. And so I think if we wait about 3 weeks, we're gonna start seeing it move upwards, and then we're gonna have an altcoin season. So if I were you, and this is not financial advice, I think we'll see this play out again. And instead of buying altcoins right now, I'm gonna sit on my hands and wait for a dip down to this support line. I'm already invested heavily in my altcoins that we already talked about in many other videos, but I'll DCA if we touch the support band or if alt prices drop for some of my high conviction plays. Also, this all takes a lot of research, so please like the video and subscribe. All I ask. And I was inspired to make this video after I saw Benjamin Cohen's post where he talks more about this. So credit to him. He goes on to say that I think alt BTC pairs will bleed into the summer. Maybe a local low in June, then another low in late October, early November. If the cryptoverse gets an alt season, it probably would only happen after alt BTC pairs go to the range lows. Notice that the last two alt seasons occurred from lower alt BTC levels than we are in now. And this is exactly what I'm showing you here. And this brings me to the timeline on when do I think we will see altcoin season actually happen. So this is subjective, but I'll give you my take. So if alt BTC pairs, the total 3 that we're seeing right here, bottoms during the late summer, which historically summers aren't that great for altcoins, then this would mean that BTC dominance would need to be at its high range resistance levels and drop before we see alt season happen. And looking at this chart for the previous cycle, after the support range low was hit, that only took about 3 weeks. So let me draw that out for you. From this wick to about here, 35 days. And from this wick to when we start seeing it pump back up, 21 days. So looking at the chart for the previous cycle, after support range low was hit, it only took about 3 weeks to a month for alt season to start forming. So my guess is we'll see alt season Q4, maybe even run into Q1 of 2026. Side note, I've also noticed that a 30 or 40% drop in BTC dominance from the 73% resistance level usually marks the peak of altcoins as well. And that would be my sell signal for altcoins after they run. Or you can look at this total 3 minus USDT BTC pair and see if it's hitting its respective range high. And then that could be your sell signal also. And in case anyone wants to know my Bitcoin price prediction, if we look at this Bitcoin chart, we'll go ahead and zoom in here. I think that we can see possible $180,000 Bitcoin price because it'll come to about right there. And if I were to time it, it looks like it could happen soon. If you don't hold Bitcoin, make sure to accumulate BTC before the price is out of reach. The white lines are when the halvings happened. And I've even drew out the date ranges after the halvings to the peak Bitcoin price for that cycle. And I noticed that around 539 days after the halving is the peak of Bitcoin's price move. We shouldn't confuse Bitcoin dominance with Bitcoin price. But again, if we take a look around 530 days, 525 here, that's when the Bitcoin price was at its highest. Same thing right here. It's about 539 days after the halving, Bitcoin's price was at its highest. And if we go 539 days after the April 14th, 2024 halving, that would put us at October for when Bitcoin's price will be at its all-time high. Anyway, that's my Bitcoin price prediction. As for altcoin season, it isn't here yet. And I don't think it's coming until we see the key support level on alt BTC pairs get hit. That is the signal that I'm watching. Patience is the name of the game, and I'm positioning myself for when the real move starts. Until then, I'll keep stacking BTC, preparing my stables, watching the BTC dominance, and preparing my altcoin list for the right moment. If this has helped you in any way, do me a solid, hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all of you. The opportunities ahead are going to be massive, but only for those who are paying attention. Let's stay ready. Let's stay locked in, and I'll see you in the next one.